Hi everyone. So today's we went over in class another exam review warm up where I asked you to find the slope of the line connecting 3, -2, and 7, 3. So if you missed class and you're looking at this, yet we reviewed the fact that to find the slope, it's a change in y over a change in x. Rise over run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Change means subtract. So we take our points, remembering that this is an xy and this is an xy, and we subtract our y's. So we would do 3 minus -2, which becomes 3 plus 2, all over 7 minus 3. We have to make sure that if we pick this 3 to start, then we have to pick this 7 to start for the x's, which gives me 5 over 4. We then moved on to writing an equation of a line through that point. Remember that the minimum you need to write an equation of a line is a point and a slope. And if you do have a point and a slope, you're going to use the point-slope equation. So we have our slope, and we have 2 points. I'm going to actually pick this one because it's all positive. And so I'm going to use the point-slope equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So you get y minus 3 equals 5/4 times x minus 7. And you can leave it like that. That's point-slope form. All right, then we took and did the geometry to it. We threw in, write an equation of the perpendicular bisector of that segment. Okay, so let's think about this a second. We had this segment. It was at the points, 3, -2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's my point, 3, -2. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. So we had this segment that we knew its slope. Okay. And we wanted an equation of the perpendicular bisector of that segment. So something like that. A perpendicular bisector of a segment is a line, segment, or ray that bisects the segment at its midpoint and is perpendicular. So in order to write an equation of that line, I need a point and a slope. Well, the good news is that I can borrow the slope from this line. Because if they're perpendicular, then I can use the negative reciprocal slope. So I think our slope was, what was it? It was 5/4. So my perpendicular slope is going to be -4 over 5. All right, so I have my slope, and now I need a point. Well, the only way for me to find a point is actually to find that point right there. And if these two segments are congruent, then that point is the midpoint. All right, so we reviewed how do you find the midpoint in the coordinate plane. So this was 7, 3, and this was 3, -2, right? So to find the midpoint, we find the average of the x's for the x-coordinate, the average of the y's for the y-coordinate. So I'm going to do 7 plus 3 divided by 2, which is 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So there's my 5. And then 3 minus 2 over 2 gives me a half. So there's my point. That is the midpoint. That's that point right there. And so I have a point and a slope, so I can use point slope. So my equation would be y minus 1/2 equals -4 over 5 parentheses x minus 5. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to stop today. Have a great day.